Hello, my name is Rick and this is my wife Rebecca Porterfield, and
Hi.
welcome to another Marriage Minute. The title of this Marriage Minute is What is Love?
Right. You know, a lot of times when people get married, the feelings, you have these ushy-gushy, that's kind of how I say it, feelings for this person that you've married, and you associate those feelings with love, which they are a part of love. But after you've been married a while, those feelings can start to subside.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes people think, oh, I'm falling out of love with my spouse. You might even think, I don't love my spouse anymore. I don't love them. And then you can think, well, I love them, but I love them like I would love a brother. And that's not the way you're supposed to love
Right.
the person you're married to.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of people tell us things like, I really shouldn't love my spouse like a brother. I care what happens to them,
Right.
but I just don't love them like I used to. So they think that there's something's happened to their love. So let's talk a little bit about what love is. In the English language, we really just have one word for love, the word love. But in the New Testament was written in Greek. And in Greek, there are three words. Actually, there's more than that, but there's three we're going to talk about here just briefly.
Right.
Three words that can mean different types of love. So let's talk about those.
Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the word eros. That's eros is lust. Okay,
Right.
it's a love that seeks to meet the needs of self or the desires of self, and it really has no concern or to meet the needs or desires for the other person.
Right.
It's just very selfish. And the word eros does not even appear in the New Testament.
That's right. That shows you what it has to do with God's kind of love or
Right.
God's idea of love. So the second Greek word for love, though, is the word phileo. And phileo means brotherly love or to be a friend to someone. It implies sentiment and or feeling. It implies both, really. And that's what most people think of as love. I know that's what I used to think of as love, was just feelings. And phileo, The word phileo is used 19 times in the New Testament.
Right. But the third word for love that we're going to talk about is agape love.
Mm-hmm.
And most of you have probably heard the agape love. But agape is God's love, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a divine, selfless love which would go to any length to attain the well-being of the object. So it would
Right.
go to any length to attain the well-being of
Your
the
spouse.
person. Yes, my spouse.
Right.
And so this type of love, it's a decision and a commitment,
Yeah,
a genuine commitment.
right.
It's not based on feelings, okay? It's like, I'm going to be committed. And in the New Testament, when you see the word love, this is mostly what you see. This is what's describing that word, love, agape.
Right. Almost always when you see the word love, it's agape. So,
Right.
for example, John 3:16, it says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." That's the word agape. In John 13:34, Jesus said, He said, "Love one another as I have loved you." That's agape.
Right.
In Ephesians 5:25, it says, "Husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave Himself for her." That's agape. So almost always when you see this word, a love in the Bible, it's the word agape. So
Right.
can you really love your spouse, though, with this kind of love?
Well, the truth is, and this may come as a shock to you, you already know how to do this and you're already applying it to someone
Right.
in your life. There's at least one person you love with this agape type of love. You see the best in them. You overlook their faults and shortcomings. You usually judge them by their intentions
Right.
instead of their actions.
Yeah, that's good.
And this person is you. You love yourself this way.
Right, exactly. None of us has trouble loving ourselves with agape love, just like what Rebecca was describing. Something I want you to know, though, is if you make this decision and commitment, that genuine commitment we're talking about,
Right.
the feelings that we associate with love and want will actually return. Rebecca and I have worked with hundreds of couples over the years, just hundreds of couples. And we've seen this transformation happen over and over again in people's marriages. When they'll make the decision, they'll make the commitment, it will bring back and actually keep those feelings they want for their spouse.
Right.
It'll keep them there. So it'll work for you too.
Yeah, it will. And
Yes.
those feelings are good. We all want those feelings in our
Right.
marriage.
Mhm.
And we should have them. And it is part of love, but it's not, love's just not a feeling.
Right. So thank you for watching. I encourage you to make a decision and a
Yes.
genuine commitment to love your spouse and actually prefer them
Love
to
them
seek-
God's way.
to seek their well-being even above your own, and you'll see those feelings return to your relationship. But thank you for watching, and
Have a good week.
have a great week.